to how I spent the ongoing, never-ending apocalypse of crap, which is the world we live in today. I am especially bright and sunny in my disposition today because I just got over COVID, followed by the ghosts of sinus infection, bronchitis, and mild pneumonia.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten a lot done. I've been putzing. I have some putzing to do today. I have zero energy, no stamina, and not a lot of strength right now because I have an autoimmune disorder, which we've talked about before. And when I get anything, which is why I didn't want the freaking COVID.
Quit it.
Bonnie, leave, but, okay, so let's talk about the first thing. Okay, so first things first. Today, I put the dogs, this is why we've talked about why I have so many gates, so many different pastures, so many different arrangements that I can do. The goats have already eaten all of the crap, weeds, and brush out of the garden, and out of this area, you can see the hedge, they've cleared it out. I've now got them in the dog yard, and I have the dogs in this pasture. So the dogs are in this pasture right now, and the goats are over here. Now, there's so much honeysuckle in there. Go away. Quit thinking about hitting Lynn and go eat. There's so much honeysuckle in there, and honeysuckle, a little bit is good, is okay. Too much is bad. So I'm going to leave them in there for an hour, and then I'll have to put them all back in. As little as I've done, that's probably a day's work, but I have a bunch of stuff that has to be done that didn't get done at all while I was sick. One of those is the gutters are all full of leaves.
Yeah.
Now, it already is a pain in the ass to get the ladder out and do that, but right now, because I took so much Mucinex, I don't have much of a sense of balance anyway, and now I have like none. So the idea is to do as little ladder work as I can do. So I'm going to build a tool to help me clean the gutters. And you're like, oh, put gutter guards, blah, 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 blah. I can't afford the expensive gutter guards. I know they say they work really well. I don't know if they do. Every other gutter guard I've ever tried to use has actually made things worse, not better.
Right.
So I don't use them. I just clean the gutters. And I also have to do some work today. So, okay, so first off, okay, so you remember this tank when we put it in. I have to water the dogs here, because this is usually the dog yard. Well, they live in this whole area, but you know what I mean. So anyway, while the goats were in there, the dogs were locked in the dog yard. When I have to work, we lock the dogs up. But anyway, so a simple water system. Someday, if I live that long, I'm going to run a pipe down to another tank that'll be inside a greenhouse, and it'll actually help heat the greenhouse and be water for an aquaculture tank. It'll be an aquaculture tank indoors. So we'll see how that works. But that's way down the road because I still have a sound room to build, and I have to side the house next door. You can see they're making fast work of all this privet in here.
Yes.
You remember the girls. This is Bonnie. You remember Bonnie, and that's Annie. Annie's kind of a pain in the ass. She still is not bred. This is Ginger Snap. You remember she was one of the babies this year. She's growing good. I have no idea how big they're going to be because they're a mixed breed, and I don't know. And then this is Piper over here. They're beautiful little goats. They're doing really well. Knock wood, knock wood, knock wood. Which is why I don't want them to get the bloat from eating too much honeysuckle. But right now, the babies can't really reach the bulk of the honeysuckle.
Right.
The big goats can because they'll stand on that fence to get the top of that. But the babies really can't, so that should keep them pretty well. The one that I have the most trouble with eating too much honeysuckle is Annie. Annie will eat it till she makes herself sick, so there's that. But right now they're just cleaning things up, and this is a way of me extending my hay. Okay, so I'm looking for a piece of pipe that will be long enough for me to do what I want to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tool. This was a piece of conduit pipe that came out of the temple, which was part of the stuff that I took off. Most of that, as you know, I took to the metal yard.
Right.
but some of it I kept because it could be useful. And this one's pretty short, so I don't need much of a handle, but some of the other ones are much taller.
Right.
And what I want to do is put a hook on there that I can then use
Oh.
to wash it. Okay, so I'm going to try pounding it out straight, which I hopefully can do. I took this piece of, this is what I used to, so I'm going to try pounding it out as straight as I can. It'd be easier if I, yes, it would be easier if I heated it on my forge, but then I would have to temper it or it would just rot. Plus, this is a galvanized pipe under it, I'm pretty sure, and it's actually toxic. Okay, so I think, I hope, I can push this down with my weight, but I don't know, because, I don't know. Let's try it under there, maybe. I'm just trying to take the bend out that they put in. Oh, look at that. See?
Yay.
Tools.
Tools.
Okay, so, as I tell my boys, all of them, the boys that work for me and my own boys, my son and my grandson, and anybody else that will listen, the right tool will save you all kinds of time. So, sometimes you have to make the right tool though, because people are like, well, you can get the attachment that puts the hose in there that sprays water. Yes, that doesn't make a huge goddamn mess at all.
And we don't have a lot of water pressure
and you don't
anyway.
have, we don't, well, we could make it work, but the problem is that it would just be, it's a huge mess, because
Yeah.
I've worked for people that had them before, and it's just a huge freaking mess. So this is one of those I need to be two places at one time thing. Okay, let's just go put it in the vise.
Okay.
It's not like we don't have a bench vise. Of course, it's covered up with shit right now. Of course, the bench vise in the other place is not, but I don't like to have to walk to other places.
Yes, we've talked about this.
Right now I have a limited amount of energy. I don't want to waste it. Okay. This is your typical bench / pipe vise. I'm just going to put this in here about there. Then see if I can get enough English on this to just twist it out without having to move. The bottom and stuff. There we go. It would help if there wasn't crap everywhere, but of course there is.
Because this is where you store all
This
your...
is where
I might use it someday.
I might use the someday things.
Yeah.
But don't do this at home. Save every fucking stupid thing that you don't need. That fucking thing's not gonna work. This is another lovely thing. This fucking thing doesn't want to work because this doesn't work. The lock on it, which is why I didn't take it to the other place.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually work worth a shit. Okay, so what I need is something I ain't got. So now I'm going to look around until I see if I've got something. Oh, that might work. Yes, I could just go to the other shop.
Yeah, but why? Look, you just did it.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be pretty, people. It's basically a tool to use to get crap out the gutters. So it does not have to be pretty at home. There we go. There, it's kind of straight-ish.
Okay.
But now I actually need to put a little curve in it. But I didn't want it curved back that far because I'm trying to get as much length out of it as possible. But now I have to put a curve in it. Yes, it is one of the stupider things you've seen me do, but not really. Because, again, I didn't need it to curve back there.
No, you didn't.
What I needed to do is...
Curve right there.
Well, and like I said, it would help if I had a decent vise. Not over here, anyway. I wonder...
It might go that direction since you're not going sideways.
I don't know if I have enough height. See, I can't get it straight up and down, so... They're like, geez, once again, we're watching Selina do some stupid-ass thing.
Well, you got it. That's a good bend.
Yeah. Okay, I need it to bend the rest of the way, though. Just gotta make a whole arch. Let's see if that's actually going to do it.
Let me get outside.
If it's deep enough. Oh, I forgot there's wires in there. I have to watch the wires. Okay, so it'll go almost to the bottom. In a regular gutter, it will go to the bottom.
Yes, because that's
Maybe I'll bend it a little bit more.
Okay.
I'll bend it. Okay, so while I'm doing this, as always, let me bitch about everything that's wrong in the fucking world. So while I was trying to die of COVID, war's still going on in Israel. And now, every progressive in the country has turned on the Jewish community, and anti-Semitism is on the rise everywhere. Now, mind you, this is a conflict that's happening across the world for most of us. Some of them, like myself, not necessarily a Zionist. But here's what I know militarily, people. Militarily, Hamas is backed by Iran.
Yeah.
Iran and Hamas don't just want to kill off the Jewish people.
No.
They want to take out Americans and their allies.
Yes.
Their goal is to become a world power. Now, not necessarily something that is good for America. So, also, in case you didn't know it, and you should, Iran is in cahoots with Russia.
Yeah.
In fact, Russia's getting its drones from Iran. They can't afford to piss Iran off. Iran kind of has Russia in a stranglehold right now. Russia's the bad guy, by the way, people. So is Hamas. That doesn't mean that everything the Israeli government does, I'm on board with. Here's what I know. If you don't stop the terrorists now in their tracks, you will save 10 people today to get millions killed later. This is the history of Middle Eastern warfare.
Yeah.
The history of Middle Eastern warfare is they keep taking these little chunks out, and there's just always battle and war and terrorism. You don't want terrorism here. You don't want a war here. You have to support the Ukraine and Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, don't now you're not going to vote for Biden and you're going to vote for a third-party candidate, because when you do that, we're going to wind up with Trump again.
Yep.
And you don't want the war on our soil between Iran and the Russian alliance, but you sure as hell don't want a civil war.
No.
And that's what they want. So, let's see if my little tool, see, I just flattened that out to kind of make a scoopish kind
Girl,
of thing.
why are you so interested in me? Go back to the food.
Because she's lead goat and she sees this threat to her kingdom.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So as you can see,
It is working beautifully.
it's working really well.
The wires are getting in the way, but
Well, the wires are getting in the way, but they're there for a reason.
yep.
But on my gutters that don't need wires,
It's the ones without the wires that should go right through.
from to there.
It's a lot better than a stupid ladder,
Yeah.
at this point especially.
Well, and if I only have to get up at the points where and not have to lean over and try to scrape it out, that would be huge too.
Yep. Okay,
Of course, if I used heat and I did this, I could make a better tool. And maybe one day I will. This is the prototype.
and there's the section
You
without
can see where
wires.
there's no wire works really well. So there you go.
I think it's working pretty well in the other section. It just have to get around the wires.
That entire one is clean.
Yep.
Woohoo! And you remember this was the project we did during the pandemic without any supplies, just the crap that I had laying around. And it has been, well, it keeps that tank full that you just saw me water the dogs with.
Yeah,
And I also use it in the summertime.
And it keeps
Cool
that
chicken yard
water
down into-
filled.
When I run out of water for the chicken yard, I usually have water there. And so this gutter system made out of pieces, parts, and crap actually keeps that tank full and keeps the goat's water full over there.
Well, and it makes it so much easier to deal with this, you know, in and out of this shop and.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're not good. And I just painted the front of the shop, and the paint will last longer because there's a gutter system and it's not splashing all over the front of the building. But yeah, it's like, don't, you know, if you can't get behind Biden's policies, don't think of it as voting for fucking Biden. Think of it as saving us from fucking Trump.
Yep.
No, I don't like everything. I'm actually a moderate. I am not a hard left person. I actually look at each individual thing and say, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense, or it does. But, so, and like I said, I'm not on board with everything that we do. I'm certainly not on board with everything that Netanyahu decides to do. But we can't afford another Trump administration. We cannot. And don't think it can't happen. If everybody is so pissed off about the Palestinians that they run and vote for some third-party candidate, it's going to be what happened when Gore lost the election. Was that Gore? Yeah, Gore lost the election to Bush. That's how he lost. People went and said, well, we don't like he did this, we did this, we're going to vote for this third party
Same thing
candidate.
happened was Hillary lost to Trump for the first time because they went and voted for Sanders.
Yeah, they often wrote him in and stuff. So yeah,
No, he was on the ballot. They wrote him in. They voted for him.
But at any rate, so this is the problem. It's not about voting for Biden. It's about voting against Trump.
Yeah.
Now, I think Biden's a nice guy. I think he's a great guy. Do I think he's always right? No.
Up, out of the shop, goats.
Any of them are right. Most of them, uh-oh, I forgot and left the door open. Welcome to the world of goats.
I'm going to have to help her. I'm turning off.
No, you don't have to help me. I can do this. I
Okay.
do it all the time.
Why did they get to be in there, girls? Huh? Why did they get to be in there? I know.
Little shits they are, and they were so cute when they were little.
So see? She'll tell you. Listen to her. You're right. You are correct. Yeah. You didn't go in there either. You tried, though. Here she comes with the other little goat.
Go, Piper, go. You guys go eat something and leave us alone. At any rate, I'm hoping to get all the gutters cleaned today with my new tool and a ladder, because I'll have to get in the corners and
Right.
shit. I've got to get it clear, not just clear. So it should be good. At any rate, go vote. If you aren't registered, go register to vote. Tell other people to go and vote. This is possibly the most important election in American history since the Civil War. Go vote. Get rid of all these freaking Nazis, because that's what they are. They're Nazis. Get rid of them. Stop all this hate. Stop this hate at the college level. What the hell is wrong with the college students? Look at the history, people. Look at the history. Nobody likes civilians as casualties of war. Nobody with a heart who cares about humanity likes civilians as a casualty of war. But look at the history of Middle Eastern conflict. Look at what Hamas normally does. They use their own population knowing that no one likes civilians as casualties in a war. Also, a lot of these people, they're quite okay with what Russia is doing to the Ukraine. The Trumpites, a lot of them are pro-Russia. Okay? They're pro-Russia. Look what Russia is doing to the Ukrainian people. How many civilians have been attacked and killed, raped, tortured, maimed? It's got to stop somewhere. It's got to stop. And we have to be on the side of right. Because guess what? America has a long history of ignoring when we need to step in and of being on the wrong side. Until next time, go build your tool.
Working beautifully over here on the tall part. Awesome.